up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm still a little allergy-ish. I made the mistake of going to the park yesterday and that kind of like reset everything off, so apologies if I sound super incredibly nasally. We are going to pretend like that's not the case, and we are going to jump into today's video. So today we are doing my Shop My Samples update number 2, I believe. Is this number 2? I feel like I've been doing this for so much longer than that, but I don't think that I have. So we're gonna jump into the update. I've used a lot. I've made a good dent in my sample drawer. I'm really proud of myself. I have been just rolling through samples this past month. Oh my goodness. So I have 10 rolling samples. If you're not familiar with the project, I take 10 samples out of my sample drawer, I use them up, and as I use them up, I roll in new samples. So it's just, I have like everything set out in front of me and like what I replaced with what and what I used up in what order. Okay. As always, links to everything will be down below, but let's go ahead and jump into this. So for my sample number 1, I had the Soprano Labs Rose Facial Toner. I was using this up last month and I didn't quite finish it. I had a line drawn on here. It was right here, but it's completely gone away. I managed to finish off the rest of the toner. I liked this. It was definitely very rose scented. If you're not a fan of roses, you wouldn't have liked this one, but I thought it smelled really nice. It was a very pleasant toner to use, very few ingredients. I liked it. I probably would end up purchasing the full size of this in the future. It was a good toner. I ended up replacing that with only one product, the When Beauty Berry Dual Gel and Cream Sleeping Mask. I got this, I think, in like a FabFitFun, like I bought like a gift set from an edit sale. I've used it a couple of times so far, but not a whole lot. So far I'm liking it. We'll have to see. Obviously this is 1 fluid ounce of sleeping mask, so it's gonna take a little bit to go through. So this is just kind of where I am right now, and yeah, wish me luck. For sample number 2, I started out the month using the Kristoff Robin Cleansing Purifying Scrub with Sea Salt. This does not look empty at all, but I swear to you, this is not how it looked when I was in the shower. It's like a little bit of scrub that had like a lot of water in it. I love this stuff though. I have used several of these up. I will 100% be purchasing the full size. It's so good for really clarifying and purifying your scalp. It gets rid of any excess buildup from hair care products that you have on your scalp. It smells phenomenal, and it is a really nice scrub. It's got really good grit to it. It's just, this is one of my favorite hair care products ever. I love these little mini sizes, but I really want like a full size of this, so definitely 100%. And you can use this to replace shampoo as well. So you use this in place of your shampoo and it just gets everything out, and it lathers up really nicely for being more of like a salt scrub texture. I freaking love this. 100% purchasing a full size in the future. Once I used that up, I went ahead and moved on to this. This is the Koki Cosmetics Fix It Up Matte Setting Spray. It's a little 0.60 fluid ounce guy. This still has a little bit left in it. This is what I've been working on all month. This is pretty much the setting spray I've used for the majority of the month. Once I finished off the Kristoff Robin, this is kind of what I've switched to. I actually really like the setting spray. I'm wearing it today. There's like maybe 1 or 2 days left of use in this. It's not much at all, but I will obviously use it up, and then I will talk more about this in my update next month, because obviously I like to review the products I've already finished off, not the ones I'm currently using, but so far I'm liking it. For sample number 3, I started out with the Delectable Butter Balm Hand Cream in Triple Citrus. This is from my intro video, and then I updated you guys in my number 1, my Shop My Samples update number 1, and I was still using it, and I had brought it down to about right here, so I finished it off, I cut it open. This stuff smelled so good. I really liked this. I did. I think that it was really rich and creamy and hydrating. It was exactly what I wanted in a hand cream. It left this like really beautiful scent on my hands that just smelled so good. I would definitely purchase this in the full size as well. This one surprised me because for whatever reason I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. This one definitely surprised me. I definitely purchased the full size. And once I was finished with this, I moved on to the First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. If you've been following me on Instagram, this is what I've been using for the last couple of weeks. I ended up cutting the tube open. This is a good, okay, it's good. I like it. I feel like it works well with a lot of different types of foundations. I don't love the whole like priming moisturizer aspect, because I still want to use the moisturizer, but then I feel like that's almost a little too much, you know? I don't know. I liked it. It was very smoothing. It was very hydrating on the skin. I don't know if I'd repurchase it though. Like, I think I would personally prefer just to stick to a moisturizer and a primer instead of having like a hybrid product for that type of stuff, because I like my moisturizers to do different things. So I don't think I'd purchase this in full size, but it is a really nice product. Once I finished this off, I switched to just a little sample pouch of the Drunk Elephant F-Balm Electrolyte Waterfacial Mask Hydratant. This is considered to be a hydration mask, but it says you apply 4 to 5 pumps of F-Balm as the last step in your nighttime routine. You can wear it to bed as an overnight mask. You can also mix it with any Drunk Elephant serum or oil when skin is extra thirsty. So I used this as an overnight mask. I liked it. It felt really nice on the skin. I don't know if I'd purchase the full size of it because this is my issue with like these tiny itty bitty little samples, is it's not enough of like an actual trial to see if it reacts well to my skin. Obviously I have a bunch of Drunk Elephant skincare products to try out and to use up and everything, but this in particular I would need to try a little bit more before I could tell you like right here right now. If I ever come across a good deal on it, I'd probably purchase it because I like most of the Drunk Elephant skincare that I've tried so far, but it was nice to have a sample of it, I guess. And then once I used that, I literally used that like 2 days ago. So I pulled in this is the Vanilla Co. Clean It Zero Cleansing Balm in Purifying. It's so tiny. This is a 0.24 fluid ounce size. I bought a little like discovery set of all of the different ones, and this one I had already used a couple times. I haven't used it in this challenge, but I had used it a couple of times just on my own. I love these. The Clean It Zeros are some of my favorites, so this shouldn't last very long just because there's not a whole lot of product in there. It's a very small amount, and I wear lots of makeup and I need lots of cleansing balm to get all of my makeup off, but I like these, so I'm actually really excited about that. For sample number 4, I started off with the Too Faced Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. I ended up cutting this little guy open. I love this primer. I have purchased the full size of this several times over. It was nice to have like, what is this? 0.16 fluid ounces of extra product, I suppose, but I like this primer. It's very nice. It's just it's a great everyday primer for like all skin types, I'd say, because it works well with just about all foundations. So I definitely highly recommend this one. I would obviously repurchase it again, I suppose. I don't actually know if I have any of these currently, but I have to assume I do because I normally do. Once I finished that off, I pulled in the Formula 10.0.6 Pores Be Pure Skin Clarifying Mud Mask. This is a Strawberry and Yarrow mask. I actually really liked this. I really like mud masks. This one I think worked really well though. It made my skin feel really nice. It had that feeling where like when you cleaned it off, it felt like it was like lifting everything out of your face. I like that. It says that it works on clogged pores, it eliminates impurities, and it instantly perfects your complexion. I would say I had really good results with this. I have like a lot of like mask knee right now, which really is not helping me, but I feel like I did have pretty good luck with this, so I would definitely purchase this in the full size in the future. This is, I think, one of my favorite Formula 10.0.6 masks. Once I finished this off, I switched to the DP Hue Apple Cider Vinegar Leave-In Hair Therapy, which is just a leave-in treatment. This is what I'm currently using in option 4. For option number 5, I started with the Wishful Yo Glow Enzyme Scrub. I'm really torn on this one. I like it, but I definitely think it's more of like a polish than a scrub, so it's like a facial polish in my opinion. I did like it. It didn't do like what I wanted a scrub to do, but it did make my skin feel really nice afterwards. So I feel like if you're looking for like a facial polish, this would be for you. I probably wouldn't repurchase this just because that's not typically what I'm looking for. I mean, I guess if I ever wanted like a facial polish, then maybe. It was good. I liked it. It's just not like what I personally want in my skincare, so Once I finished that off, I brought in this. This is the original coffee scrub. I think, was this in vanilla or was this just the regular one? Oh, this stuff is so messy, but this is my all-time favorite coffee scrub. If you want a body scrub made out of coffee, this is the one for you. First of all, it just reeks of coffee. It smells so good, and it just makes your skin feel so good. It genuinely, I can't even begin to describe it. This is my all-time favorite. If you like coffee scrubs at all, pick one of these up. You will not regret it. These are the freaking best. I love them 100%. I've purchased these full size in the past, and I will absolutely continue to do so in the future when I want to buy myself new scrubs. You guys know my difficulty with scrubs. We'll see how it goes. After I finished off the scrub, I pulled out this little one-time use sample. This is the H2O Plus Hydration Oasis Priming Water Essence. You're gonna see quite a bit of these. I liked this. It was a nice essence. It made my skin feel really good. I used this in the evening time when I was doing my evening skincare routine, and I liked it. I would definitely purchase this in the full size. It worked really nicely for my skin, and it's an essence, so really all it does is add hydration. Once I finished that little sample up, which took me a day, I switched to the Naked Cosmetics Vanilla Cream Lip Scrub. I've literally used this one time so far. It smells pretty good. But it's a lip scrub. I'm still working my way through this one. Obviously, I've only used it once, so I don't even want to say what I think my thoughts are going to be on it because I honestly have no idea. It's still brand new to me. For sample number 6, this is the Jules Smith Beauty Power Slick in Skinny Dip. I am still trying to use this up. I've made some decent progress. I keep forgetting about it, to be honest with you, so I still have quite a ways to go. This is just a little lip gloss. I'm not a super big lip gloss person, and I've been wearing so many like different colored lips. This hasn't really gone with anything lately, but I'm still working on this. Hopefully I'll be able to use it up. Hopefully by next update. We'll have to see. I need to get better about reapplying it consistently, but I'm still working on this little guy. So no updates for number 6. For sample number 7, I had started with the When Beauty Rose Coconut Gentle Exfoliating Scrub Mask. I didn't like this, you guys. I'm not a big fan of exfoliating masks, honestly. I don't know why. It's never really been my jam. This smelled really good though, I will give it that. It's never really been my jam. I've never really been into it. So I used it up, but I wouldn't repurchase the full size because I don't love masks like this. Once I was finished with that, I pulled in a 1.6 fluid ounce of the Batiste dry shampoo in the tropical scent. Obviously I love Batiste. Their dry shampoos are phenomenal. Oh, this one smelled really good actually. This one left a really bad white cast though. So I had to make sure that I brushed it into my hair like super well because otherwise the white cast was just insanely noticeable and I didn't love that. I probably wouldn't repurchase this one because the white cast was really bad. And I get that that's a thing that's like going to happen a lot with dry shampoos, especially when you have darker hair. But this was probably one of the worst white casts I've seen. And it's just, there are other ones I know of that don't leave as bad of a white cast or none at all, that are just much easier to work with. So I probably wouldn't repurchase that. But once I used that up, I ended up pulling in one of my Verb Manage and Restore Hydrating Masks. This was a little bit difficult because obviously there's still a little bit of product in there, but it was a shower product, so I didn't cut it open. I just got out as much as I could. So I pulled this in. This was not enough to cover my hair though, so I ended up pulling in a second one. So I used up 2 of these this time. These were really nice though. I used them as just a hair mask in the shower. So when I was like halfway-ish done, I put it in my hair, I let it sit while I kind of did like my body exfoliation and everything. I loved these. Smelled so good. They made my hair feel so soft, so wonderful. I love them so much. And honestly, Verb hair care products are absolutely one of my top favorite hair care brands, and I've tried so few products from them, but everything that I've tried has been unbelievably good. So 100% I will absolutely repurchase a full size of these in the future. I know that I still have a couple more of like these little mini sizes to use. I'm just gonna use them like not right after I've used a couple, but yeah, 100% I'll be buying a full size of those in the future. Once I used both of these up, I switched to a mini Sunday Riley UFO Ultra Clarifying Acne Treatment Face Oil. This is the one that I'm currently using because I've only used it once. It's like all the way up to here. So far I like it. Sunday Riley skincare products, I can't remember if UFO is one that I've tried before. I think it is. I think so. Sunday Riley has a lot of like just really very simple names, but names that I don't, oh no, it was Luna. Luna is the one that I've tried and loved. So I'm interested because Luna is the blue one with like the retinol in it. This has salicylic acid, and it's supposed to be an ultra clarifying acne treatment one. So hopefully this works out well. I'll be able to tell you if it works or not. For sample number 8, I started out with the Blythe Pressed Serum. Honestly, this was pretty interesting. It was like a serum, but the texture of it was more like moisturized. It was more like eye creamy, honestly. It was interesting. It smelled decent. I liked it. I do think though, overall, I prefer like the regular, more liquidy serums. It wasn't my favorite. I probably wouldn't repurchase this just because I don't have any issues with like the more liquid textured serums. So this was just kind of a little out there for me. I just don't really see the point, I guess. So I probably wouldn't repurchase it, but it worked nicely. I liked it. It's just not really, it's not my jam, you know? I finished that off really recently, and then I pulled in the Cake Milk Made Totally to Die For Indulgent Body Milk Cream. I have used this a couple of times so far. First of all, it smells so good. Oh my goodness. And second of all, this is one of the richest, creamiest, most hydrating body creams ever. I am loving it so far. I'm not gonna give too much away, but I'll talk about that more on my next update. For sample number 9, I used up the Sunday Riley Good Genes lactic acid treatment. I broke that baby open. We got it all used up. Here's the thing. I had said at some point in time in my life that I had heard that they had changed the formula of the Good Genes, and a lot of people were saying it wasn't as good. I wasn't personally having like an issue with it or anything though. I think this is one of the ones that was a new formula because this did nothing for my skin. Normally Good Genes helps my skin out and this did literally nothing. So I have a couple full sizes of Good Genes still. I don't know if what I have is the old formula or the new formula though. I don't know. I probably wouldn't repurchase, if this is the new formula, I wouldn't repurchase the new formula. So I'm gonna have to play around with what I have, try to figure out like when it was manufactured to see if I can kind of figure out if it's the old formula or the new formula. But this was not it. It didn't do anything, and Good Genes is so expensive. No. Once I finished that up, I used up another of the H2O Plus Priming Water Essences. At some point in time, I purchased something and it came with a big sample pack of a bunch of these and then a bunch of the Refreshing Gel Moisturizers in this, which we're going to talk about in just a second. So I had like a whole stack of these samples to use up, but because they're so tiny, each one only took me a day to get through. So I'm going to bring that up in just a second, but I used up another one of those. Then I brought in the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Boom Boom Cream. You guys know this is one of my freaking favorite body lotions ever. Oh my god, it smells so good. It's so fantastic. I love that even the packaging is so freaking cute. 100%, I'd repurchase this in the full size. I believe, once again, I already have. I could be wrong, but I bought a set a while ago for, I think, my birthday last year. And I think that it had like a full size of this in it, so I'm just trying to make my way to it. Once I finished the Sol de Janeiro, I moved on to the Bare Minerals Original Liquid Mineral Foundation in Neutral Ivory 6. This one, okay, first of all, this packaging sucks because it's so like, you get like this little tiny spatula. I got out as much of it as I could. Of course, now I can get more out. There's still some product in there. I went so far as to get a Spatty Daddy and shove it down in there, you know. I got out as much as I could. This was not a shade match for me either, but it's still, this little thing lasted me like a week and a half, and then there's still more product in here. So I could have very easily gotten another week out of this. It wasn't my shade. I made it work with some concealer, but obviously if I were to purchase this in the full size, I would not get Neutral Ivory because it was way too dark for me. Formula wise, I didn't love it. It was very thin, which like I think is good in some situations. It just wasn't for me. It didn't set on my skin right. I didn't love, like, it tended to wear off very quickly throughout the day in my T-zone and on my chin very quickly. And I just didn't love it, so I probably wouldn't repurchase that in the full size. Once I finished with that, I ended up replacing it with the Smashbox Photo Finish Oil and Shine Control Primer. This seems to be nice though, so right now I'm just kind of trying to work my way through this teeny little guy. Alright, and last but not least, sample option number 10 and a little story time. So I started the month using the Glow Recipe Banana Souffle Moisture Cream. This was a newer sample from like an Ipsy bag, I think. I actually really liked this. This is a really good moisturizer. I definitely purchased the full size in the future. It didn't do a whole lot. It was very calming on the skin. It was very hydrating for the skin, and that was about it. So if you need more than that from a moisturizer, and right now, like with my skin life right now, I kind of do, then I probably wouldn't recommend this. But if you just want something that's nice and hydrating, this is a great option. I probably would repurchase it in the future once I get all of my issues figured out, because I did really like it. Now once I finished that up, I got to thinking, because I was using up like just these little one-time samples of the priming essence, I got to thinking and I was like, screw it. Let's go ahead and use them all. So I would use, so I had some of the H2O Plus Refreshing Gel Moisturizers and then the Priming Water Essences. And I would just use them each like every day. I would use the essence during my nighttime skincare routine, and then I would use this as my moisturizer, and I just did that over and over and over again. For round number 10, I ended up using 3 days of the Priming Water Essence and then 5 days of the Refreshing Gel Moisturizer. I'm pretty sure these are all the little samples I had, because that would give me 5 of each, and I'm pretty sure I used up 5 of each. So this was a big chunk of my skincare this month, but I'm pretty sure that I used up all of them. I liked both of them. The Refreshing Gel Moisturizer was actually very nice. I was not expecting it at all. It was literally a gel, reminded me a lot of like an aloe vera gel. felt so nice and soothing and calming on the skin. I loved that. I really did like both of the products. I just didn't like using individual little packets every single night. But I probably would repurchase both of them because they were both really good. Once I finished off all of those, I moved on to the Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil Heat UV Protective Primer. I'm pretty sure I used up a smaller version of this in like the first round, in the intro round. This is where I am with my usage. I'm almost done with it, so I have absolutely no qualms. I'll probably end up using this up before the next round is here. But I obviously like this. I've used this several times. I have this in the full size. It's just nice to have extra product that I managed to get in freebies or something like that. So I like having these. I like using them. It's a good primer. You guys, I used up 28 samples in this last round. Now granted, I will give you a good portion of those were just the one-time use sachet samples. However, I am still very thrilled. That is 28 samples out of my sample drawer, out of my life. I'm very excited. So many of these things I ended up really enjoying and would 100% buy the full sizes of, which is hilarious to me because I honestly never expected that to be the end result here. But I'm having so much fun with this project. So I will leave links to all of these products down below. The products that I'm currently working on are going to be the ones that I take into my next round, round number 3. And then obviously in round number 3, I'll let you know what I thought about the ones that I finished up and any that I ended up rolling in. Same as this video. I'm really proud of my progress though. I think I'm making really good progress. They are samples, so they are a little bit easier to go through, but if you're looking for panning, motivation, or things like that, do a sample project pan because especially skincare samples and hair care samples, so much easier to go through and you go through them pretty quickly. So it really does make you feel good about yourself and you're still moving products out of your collection and really being able to try a whole lot in a very short period of time, which I had so much fun doing. I'm really enjoying this project. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know down below if you've tried any of these products and what your thoughts on them have been. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And make sure you hit that big subscribe button if you'd like to see more of me or if you'd like to be notified when my third update for this project goes up or any of my other random projects or makeup videos, things like that. Thank you guys so much for being with me here today and I will catch you next time. Bye.